it was going to go. So I certainly looked at Asian Boss over the years and thought I need to try and have production quality like this. I need to sort of take it seriously like this. So
that's super nice of you to say that. I was just watching your content and I was just thinking like, man, you make really good videos, in terms of the quality too. So I was also kind of wondering, what were the biggest challenges you have as making YouTube videos?
It can be difficult sometimes, that gulf between videos you want to make and the videos you know will do well. After so many years of doing this, you instinctively know when a video is going to do bad or not, or if it's going to do well, just on the title. And it can be a hard thing to battle that, to sort of think, well, I want to do a video about this. If it was up to me, tomorrow I'd go out and film like a cool cinematic video like Japan at night or Sendai at night. But no one would watch it, it wouldn't do very well, it would be more like a passion project, because that wouldn't do very well. It needs to be something else, it needs to be a story, it needs to be a catchy title. So there's that. And certainly, I remember I had a really difficult year in 2019 it was, when I just had some really poor performing videos back to back. One of the more serious things I did was this like Fukushima documentary. I went to Fukushima nuclear facility, the exclusion zone, and made a documentary. I was very passionate about that video. And interestingly, it's done quite well now. But at the time, for the first few months, it did really badly, and I was really disappointed because I poured a lot of sort of time, effort, passion into that video and it didn't do well. And then straight after that, I had 3 or 4 videos that just did terrible. And I thought, oh God, has something happened? Have I done something wrong? Has the algorithm changed? The YouTube algorithm is always changing. It went through a massive shift in 2017 when they started focusing more on audience retention, right? And it wiped out a lot of vloggers. Back in the early days of doing YouTube, it was very different. You'd log on, and all the videos would be like independent vloggers, just people with a camera walking around filming themselves, and they'd get a lot of click-throughs and have a lot of clickbaity titles. But there was really, underneath it all, the audience retention wasn't very good. Nobody was actually watching past the first few seconds. So I remember in 2017 or so, YouTube kicked in audience retention and like just wiped them all out. All these vloggers just disappeared overnight, and YouTube's become a much more sort of serious place now where production quality feels a lot more important. But I thought I was caught up in that, and I thought, oh, maybe my channel's done for now. When your entire brand is sort of more or less all on YouTube, you're at the mercy of a big company like YouTube. It's quite a daunting thing. If something goes wrong with YouTube, it affects us all, right? Yourself included. Yeah.
Are you actually making videos just by yourself, or do you also get like help or outsource a little bit, or how do you go about making your videos?
So only in this year, in the last sort of 8-9 months, have I got help on the editing front. Really, before this year, while I did have the occasional cameraman, it was mostly just me. I would film it, as we are now, and I would script it, film it, edit it, and sort of put it out, and it was all just me. And I didn't have a problem with that. The only problem being that I couldn't upload that often, right? Because I didn't have anyone else helping me. So only this year did I get an editor in like April. I've had a lot more help with cameras and stuff, and I've been able to sort of focus more on producing videos. And that's sort of my aim going forward, Obviously, the Abroad Japan channel, it is definitely sort of, it is kind of about me. I'm in it. I always wanted to just be a conduit into Japan, but at the heart of it all, I feel like I still need to be in those videos, and I want to be a part of it. So I can't just sort of, it's very different from Asian Boss, right? You're trying to be like a proper sort of media empire and have lots of different presenters and sort of something bigger. And I did think about doing that, but then I thought, it's not really for me, My route was always going to be, even now it's really hard giving up editing. It's really hard not doing it. And I still do it quite a lot, to the frustration of my editor. He doesn't know why he's got a job sometimes, I wonder. But no, it's hard to let go. It's really hard to let go. It is. But I love doing everything. I love having my fingers in every aspect of it.
I guess there's advantages and disadvantages, but what was your most memorable episode for you personally, and why?
Well, I think one of the most interesting ones was that the North Korean missile video I did, which was unplanned, was unscripted. In 2017, I was woken up by a North Korean missile alert in Aomori Prefecture. I wasn't even making a video at the time. I was off going to make an article about this like rainforest area in Aomori, and then I wake up at 6 a.m. There's like a missile alarm going off, which I've never heard. I didn't know it existed, and this big alarm going, missile no hasha this Kita no missile, like a North Korean missile's coming. And I was like, what? Where? And I in that moment I did what any vlogger would do, I think, and I got out my phone and started vlogging it, and vlogging this ridiculous situation, this like missile alarm, the TV switching on, everything going to hell at sort of 6 o'clock in the morning, utterly surreal. And then I posted it online in the afternoon. I posted it up on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube, and then I went off into the mountains to do this article and look for some bears. We didn't find any bears, it was very sad. But I remember coming out of the forest, and my phone signal, which had been lost for sort of 4 or 5 hours, was back. And my phone was like bombarded with so much media attention, global media around the world, all these sort of newspapers and TV shows wanting to get in touch, because I posted one of the few videos capturing this sort of moment where this incident with North Korea fired a missile over Japan had happened, and I'd had this sort of very raw video of me angry, swearing at like 6 o'clock in the morning, topless as well, God forbid, in a crappy hotel, just going, oh, bloody North Korea firing a missile, and it was just surreal. The whole week I was on like these different TV shows in the UK. I remember I had to do like this, I think it was Panorama, it's a really big TV show in the UK, where they interview and talk about it, and I was like the expert, the geopolitical expert on all things that were happening, even though I'd just been waken up by a missile. So that was really surreal, and I won an award for it as well. I had to win like it was like the Keyword of the Year award, and I had to go on TV in front of like 1,000 cameras and collect my award, which was utterly surreal. So that was one of the weirder ones. And more recently, I've just wrapped shooting a documentary with the actor Ken Watanabe. You might have seen like The Last Samurai and Inception and Pokemon the movie recently, but like I've met him and just done documentaries. That was a lot of fun. So for me, it is those sort of bigger documentaries that dominate, that I'm the most proud of, I think. And also, I did do a massive, ridiculous travel series called Journey Across Japan, where I cycled 2,000 kilometers from Yamagata in North Japan to Kagoshima in the south, and that was a nightmare. 6 weeks, filmed every single day of it, nearly died countless times, but at the time I regretted that project immensely, but looking back at it now, I'm very proud of it. I'm very pleased with it.
I watched a few of those episodes, when you were cycling to, and also congrats on interviewing Ken Watanabe too. I don't know how you got in touch with him, but that's awesome too.
It was a big part of it's just luck, because Ken Watanabe, he owns a cafe here in North Japan. He's very involved in the cleanup effort and sort of repairing the towns that were destroyed by the tsunami, and just got in touch and sort of proposed doing a documentary, because what we've done abroad in Japan over the years is sort of focused on the tsunamis and disasters and trying to show that Tohoku is actually an amazing place. It's not just some sort of nuclear wasteland like a lot of people think it is because of the unfortunate history. I just sort of reached out to him, and he seemed pretty interested. So he was kind of lucky, I think. It went well, and hopefully that documentary should be out late December, around Christmas. So be sure to check it out.
I was just curious, because you're such a visible, public figure right now. Like, do you remember receiving any criticisms or backlash, for example, of what you did on and off camera?
I mean, certainly the Fukushima one was a dangerous one, because there was a lot of political debate and discourse in the comment section of that one about nuclear power, and although I tried to stay neutral on the issue. But I've been very lucky. I don't think I've ever courted any real controversy. I don't think I've ever been embroiled in anything like that. So no, I think I've been pretty lucky over the years, actually. Nothing like that has ever come up. Nothing really springs to mind. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anything serious that's happened. I'll continue to think. But no, for the most part, no, I've been very lucky in that regard, actually. Nothing bad has happened yet, God forbid. You always worry, like, especially when I don't make that many videos critical on Japan. Because to be honest, I don't have that much criticism. I've had a very good experience here. But I did a video like 12 reasons not to move to Japan. And I think some people were disappointed by that. Even though I think the video was still very favourable to Japan. It just sort of said, if you're someone that likes to be free and not have lots of rules all the time, then you probably won't fit in very well here. But like those sort of videos, I think, and also I had a weird period earlier this year and late last year where every YouTuber was responding and reacting to a video I made called 12 Things Not to Do in Japan, where I sort of talked about the culture and the etiquette and things to just avoid doing if you're a foreigner here. A video that I don't really enjoy because I hate seeing it pop up everywhere, but I still stand by the things I said in that video. But like that I had every day there was someone else reacting to it, and I remember feeling at first a bit disappointed that people wanted to hear a Japanese person's thoughts on what I was thinking, because I thought devalued. I felt like, maybe my opinion not important? Is my experiences living here over sort of 7, 8, 9 years not important? But I understand it now. I do, and I don't think there's anyone wrong reacting to abroad in Japan. I just get a bit fed up of seeing trends emerge like that.
Yeah. I guess one of the reasons why we were asking one of these questions is because I think even for Asian Boss itself, there's so many topics, which is quite controversial and so on too. Well, at least for us.
But the way you handle it's good though. When I watch an Asian Boss video about a controversial topic, usually you're going out into the street and sort of meeting people and hearing opinions. I don't think there's going to be much controversy in that, right? Just hearing people's opinions.
It could be, because for the street interviews, we really try to be as neutral as possible, and we try to get both sides and so on. And sometimes it's really difficult because we can't find the other side. No one wants to speak for the other side. We really try to capture the other sides and so on, and so that people can think critically by learning about people who agree or disagree upon different issues and so on. That's what we really try to do, so that people can.
Which I feel there needs to be more of, particularly in Japan. You often feel like there is often an absence of debate around topics. So I think that is quite important. I think it is great what you're doing, sort of being people hearing both sides. It needs to be done.
Yeah, I think, so one of the reasons why I was asking that question previously was, because cancel culture is kind of becoming bigger in a sense, and we're just curious, is it quite easy to get cancelled in Japanese society?
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, I've seen some YouTubers in Japan who have had a sort of bad time, and they've done something, lots of people are angry, lots of millions of dislikes, and then they go away for 6 months, have a holiday, come back, and it's as if nothing's ever happened, or we just disable the likes and dislikes. So I think cancel culture's here, but I think from what I've seen of influencers that have done bad things or things that haven't gone down well, you can usually get around it. You can get out of it. It just takes time. People forget things quickly, unless it's something like really bad, like you've murdered someone. But usually it's never that severe. It's more like an opinion or something that's not played out well. But certainly over the years, it's changed how I make videos and what I say and do. I don't think I've ever said anything that's offensive really, or is overly bad, but it's scary. I often think if I say this, will this cause problems? There's the trouble with having a truly global audience, or the benefit, I don't know, whatever way you want to look at it. I have a global audience. People from 200 countries watch abroad in Japan, and so someone's always going to be offended somewhere, and you just have to sort of live with that really and accept that.
Yeah, I agree. I think no matter how good, or sometimes even for the people who are doing, how would I say it, the best things in the world, there's still going to be haters. And so I think ultimately you just kind of have to trust your North Star and just believe in what you do and just kind of keep on going itself. Totally.
Absolutely.
How has the vlogging scene just kind of changed, do you think, throughout the years in Japan?
I think we've seen the production quality across the board go up. The barriers to entry are undeniably higher these days. Lots of little sort of vloggers who are just vlogging their life have just sort of disappeared. I think it's a shame in some respects, but it's also good that we live in an era where if you're interested in somewhere like Japan, you can find so many great videos on it these days. There's so much great content which we just didn't have 10 years ago. Certainly on abroad in Japan, I've tried to find locations that you just don't ever hear about. For example, I did some videos this year, went on Journey Across Japan. The Lost Islands was a series. And we went around Kyushu to places that people don't really cover, that aren't really covered in the guidebooks. Went to a place called Ikeshima, which is an abandoned island that is like something, it's just the most incredible place I think I've ever been. There was like 50 abandoned buildings, an abandoned city on an island. It's just incredible. And no one ever told me about it. And I remember it's one of the few things I've done a very good job researching myself. I stumbled across it myself, just going across Google Maps. I was like, what's that there? That looks cool. And we went there. It was honestly incredible. And so I tried to find locations that you just don't see featured anywhere else about Japan. And I think that's something I'm really proud about, I think, with the Royal Japan, that we go off the beaten track and we don't just do your Tokyo, your Kyoto, your Osaka. We sort of go out and explore the mountain ranges and the islands that are typically forgotten.
I see. Do you also read like Japanese articles too? Or how good would you say your Japanese